Hello guys, KP Shamino here with a new video for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And in this video I'm going to show you guys a lot of things. So first of all I'm going to show you guys how you can craft the best weapons in game with blacksmithing. I think blacksmithing is needed to get the best weapons. I'm going to show you guys how you need to do it practical, because that's very important that you know that. It's not overcomplicated, this system, but there are some things that you cannot do. So the blacksmithing is working a little bit like the alchemy. If you do something wrong, you get a minus point, and if you got too many minus points, you never can reach a certain tier of that item. It's the same with alchemy. So with alchemy, if you use dry herbs, it's already minus 1 point to getting a Henry potion. So you can make some errors. That's the same with blacksmithing, and still you can get the highest tier. But some errors you cannot make, because otherwise you cannot get the highest tier. So how does it work? First of all, you got 4 tiers on weapons. And where can you see them? You go to your inventory, and if you click on a weapon, you see here the tier, and you can see it here at the right too. So you got 1, 2, 3, and you got the Henry tier. So the Henry tier look like this. So this is a sign of the highest tier that you can have in the game. So that's the goal that you need to reach with blacksmithing. So that's how you can see it. And then you just need to find recipes, and then you need to craft them. I'm crafting in Kuttenberg at the moment at this location. Why is this so good for me? So I'm here at the right. That's because there is a weaponsmith, and this weaponsmith is selling all the ingredients or materials that you need to have for blacksmithing. There is maybe one that I missed, but I never run out of it. So you can just buy everything here, craft 10, 15 swords, axes, and then you just forward the time, here is stocks, and you go again. And you make a profit, because if you do this right, you can see that the highest tier ones, the long swords, this is 3000 currency. And I still need to sharpen this weapon. So you can make easily your money back. It's like a neutral, a little bit profit-wise system that you can do here. Just buy it, sell the swords to the same vendor, you sleep, you go again, and you level your craftsmanships. So you can see that I did most of the weapons. So this is all the highest tier. And a couple of things I'm going to say to you guys. So you can see this is the weapon that Henry got from his dad. This one is a tier 3. It didn't go to the highest tier, and I did everything correct. But then I read somewhere that a lot of people think you can make the highest tier, but a lot of people think that you need to be somewhere in the main campaign, and then you can craft it. Always remember that. Some people even say that you need to do the end of the game, and then you can craft it. So it's possible that you can craft Henry's weapon from his dad to the highest tier. So always remember that. Because don't craft it to tier 3, save yourself. Because you never can use it again, because you need to have Henry's sword to do the craft. And later on you cannot craft that anymore. So be aware that you keep it until you can craft the highest tier. Another one that a lot of people are asking is the Nomad weapon from Trotsky. That's Riconaris Saber, because you get you need to use the charcoal water for it. You can get highest tier. But of course you need to have a certain perk before you do that. So don't craft it before you got this perk and before you can craft the highest tier. So that's possible too. So you can see here is the sword Sir Valentine. Then here is the dueling longsword. I think this is one of the highest DPS ones. I craft them all. I crafted the axes too in the highest tier. And now I'm going to show you guys how you need to do it. Now I'm going to show you guys the crafting. So first of all, there is one thing that is important, what you need to take perk-wise in craftsmanship, because craftsmanship is your blacksmithing. So this is important. So Martin's secret is going to allow you to forge weapons of the 4th and the highest quality. If you don't have this perk, you cannot get the highest tier on your weapons. That's important. Couple of other things that I took is Keen Eye, Hardened Steel, because if you make your weapons by yourself, it takes 20% slower damage, that's always good. Your gear will be damaged 10% slower. That's really good. Repairs by craftsmen will be 20% cheaper. And then, yeah, that's it. So, but that does not really matter for this video. This is important. Another thing that I saw is that, but I cannot say that's right or wrong. So, I never had the highest tier under level 20. I changed my technique a little bit, but it's possible if you do everything right. You got Martin's Secret at level 16, and you still cannot get the highest tier. It's possible that you need to be 20, but I'm not sure about that because that's really hard to test. But that's something that I saw. I looked at my craftsmanship level when I made my first highest tier, and I was 20. Before that, I never had it. I had very low tiers constantly, and then it changed. So this, and maybe level 20, and then you are good to go. So what do you need to do? So I'm going to craft now, of course. I'm going to show you guys something. So there are a couple of things that you need to do. So first of all, so I will show you guys that, yeah, no, I'm going to say it first. So you got weapons. You got weapons that you can craft. So you got axes and you got swords and long swords. Long swords, they are what I see the hardest. So I'm going to make this one. So first of all, you will see. So we are going to start with this longsword. So first of all, you got like 3 parts on a weapon. So what you need to do is you need to heat it up. And this is very important. So you need to heat up the weapon on all 3 parts when it's yellow. You even can burn it. That's one of the mistakes that you can make. So what I always do is I just start using the forge. I warm it up on every part, and if Henry says it's burnt, I start hitting it with the hammer. If we go to the anvil, what is very important? So there are a couple of things that are important. You never need to turn around the weapon. That's not needed. You always need to be sure that you got sparks. So you got a lot of sparks, you got smaller sparks, or you don't have sparks. So if you don't have sparks with hitting the weapon with the hammer, that's a problem. That's a mistake. You can make a couple of those mistakes with just hitting without sparks, but if you got it 10 times, you never can reach the highest tier. Another thing is, you can only hit a weapon that is heated. So you will see it's yellow, then it gets a little bit red-yellow, but if you go further and it's almost cooled down, then you are making very big mistakes. On that moment, if you hit a weapon, you fuck it up and you're done. So that's something that you cannot do. So don't turn it around. Always hit a weapon when it's yellow, a little bit red-yellow. Always be sure that you got sparks. Hit very fast. So you just need to click 1 time. So click. I just click. Never keep your mouse button pushed. That's not needed. And move small steps. That's all what you need to do. And then you're golden. So, and warming it back up is not a problem either. So if you see, oh fuck, my weapon is cooled off, go back to the forge, warm it up again and go again. But never hit a part of your weapon when it's cooled down, because that's a very big mistake. So don't do that. So I will show you guys how you need to do it, because I know now what you need to do. So you just warm it up. So just keep pushing the blows. And you just do this, because you can make the mistake, you can burn the weapon, that's not a problem. So you can see you got 3 parts, 1, 2, 3. So just do this, try to warm them equally. So you can already see that the middle is warming up, it's getting a little bit more yellow. Go a little bit up then, you can burn it, that's not a problem. But the moment that Henry says, fuck, it's burned, here we go. So now you push R, and now you need to be fast. So another thing that you don't do is, don't start too far to the bottom, always do this. This is your area. And now you do this, you click 1 time. The first one was not a good one, because it didn't have spark. Just click. Small steps back. That's all what you need to do. But always be aware it has to be warmed up. Yellow. So now I stop. Don't go too close to the handle. And that's all.
This one's gonna need some more work.
Just small clicks. Small clicks. And click one time. I'm just hitting my mouse one time. That was not so good what I did there. Another thing that you cannot do, never hit the same area twice. Don't do that. That's a mistake too.
Good. This won't take long now.
Now we are done. That's all what you need to do. And I'm now sure this is the highest tier. That was perfect. I had one small error when I started to hit the sword. You guys didn't saw sparks. That was a small arrow. So I adjusted, like I said, you cannot go too close to the handle and too close to the top. Because you don't get sparks. And now you will see, I'm sure of this, if you do this a lot, you know this is a perfect weapon. There was one small mistake, and that was all, and the burning a little bit at the start. So this is how you need to do it. So now I got a dueling longsword, I think one of the best that you can make, highest tier. So that's important, guys. So that was it. So it's not that complicated, but you need to watch what you are doing a little bit. I see so many tutorials that are saying you need to hit 7 times there, and you turn it around this. No, it's a very simple system, but some things you cannot do, and that's important. So be aware. Yeah, that's not what I want to say. I'm going to show you guys now a night axe. So I will do it with the axe. Axes are a little bit easier. Why? Because the area where you need to hit is smaller. So what is the RNG in blacksmithing? That is, if you hit with your hammer, your weapon that you want to make, sometimes you don't have sparks. That's the RNG. You cannot do a lot about it. If you're very unlucky and you start hitting the weapon and you got bad RNG and you got 1, 2, 3 sparkless hits, you can be fucking yourself. But it's not happening a lot. But that's the RNG that they got. You cannot do anything about it. I cannot see on the weapon that is laying on the anvil that it's going to produce a spark or not. That's the RNG. But all the other stuff you can do yourself. And if you do it right, you always got the highest tier. So we are going to make now an axe. An axe is a little bit easier. Why is that? I already said it. It's smaller, the part. So I'm going to do it just the same. I'm going to burn it until Henry says it. And then we are going to hit it. This is this the night axe?
Sakra.
Here we go. Is it Sakra? That means most of the time that it's ready. And now you just need to hit it. Just the same, you need to have sparks. So this was not so good. But what I saw is, that's something that I saw too. So the lower the weapon, so in value, the more room that you got to make an error. So that's something that I saw, that the starting weapons is a lot easier to make higher tier from it. You can make more errors. If you go to the sword that I just showed you guys, the error that you can make is a lot smaller. So that's something that I saw too. So you don't need to do it that much, just the same. Hit it with the hammer. Be sure that you don't hit the same spot.
Take a bit longer.
Be sure that the metal is hot enough, so that it's yellow, red yellow. So you can see you need to have the sparks again. That's all good. This is the highest sparks that you can produce. So I'm just doing 3. So, and that was it. And I'm sure this is going to be highest here. Like I said, axes are a lot easier than longswords. I think longswords are the difficult ones. Because, yeah, it's a very big area. Then you got the short swords as the normal swords. And then you got the axes. In difficulty level, how you need to make them. So let's have a look. Is this another highest tier? I'm sure of it. So here you can see, and that's how you need to make the highest quality. Thanks for watching, guys. Have fun with the blacksmithing. Be sure that you do it, because the blacksmithing is going to make you very strong if you use those weapons. Because I'm going to kill now a lot of enemy camps with my dueling longsword, my new one. And I thank you guys for watching. Have fun. Bye bye.